Hey there, Matt from Walx Preston. So again, technical difficulties at the start. Apologies for the late start on this, but today we are going to be talking about total body walks and about hills and drills and effectively how to turn a walk into a workout or to get the most out of yourself in the outdoor space without any particular form of equipment. You know, you don't need to go in a gym, and obviously it's still lockdown and people are not able to go in gyms at the minute. The good news is that those lockdown restrictions are changing and people will be able to go back into the gym. So if you are a gym type, then whether you like swimming or classes or actually lifting weights, whatever it might be, then those are options for you. So that is fantastic. But if you are not so keen on the gym, for whatever reason, you know, whether you don't want to be indoors, you don't want to be with other people, again, the lockdown situation, meaning that in an indoor environment, you might not feel comfortable doing an activity that is supportive of your health, but in an enclosed environment. So what I want to impress on you is that there are many different opportunities to work out your body from multiple perspectives. And it's not just the body, it's the mind as well. So we can do those things at any time during any day, just with our body weight. It's as simple as standing up and sitting down on a chair. That is in effect doing a squat type activity. So it's strengthening the legs as you're getting yourself up. And again, to sit up or to stand up from a sitting position, if you do it with a good technique, then you're going to engage your core and place your heels down on the floor, press yourself up through the heels, stand up and strengthen those muscles that are around the knees. And that activity, you know, maybe in a gym environment, maybe thinking about doing a load of squats is not your thing. But ultimately, we're all going to age and we're all going to get hopefully to 60, 70, 80, 90. And we want to have that freedom and flexibility to be able to move around both in our mind, intellectually, have conversations with people, retain that mental clarity and focus and ability to speak with people and to engage in activities, speaking wise, etc. But also physically, we want to be able to get up and down. We want to minimize the possibility of slips and trips and falls and the knock-on effect if we are to slip, trip and fall, to damaging ourselves, breaking our bones, damaging ligaments, bruising ourselves, and that bruising lasting for a long time, or just actually being able to get up from the floor. So this whole life thing that we're in, we want to be able to maintain a good level of health and fitness, strength and balance, flexibility, suppleness, and an ability to control our mind, our thoughts, the way that we speak, and the way that we manage our emotions. We've all been through difficult times during lockdown. So this is still continuing, although the lockdown, we're coming out of this most tightest lockdown right now. We're moving into, particularly in Lancashire, and hello everyone today. It's Lancashire Day, so happy Lancashire Day to everyone. And we're still moving into tier 3, so we still can't go out to pubs and restaurants, and we can't go out as freely as we could in the past, and that does impact on people's minds and emotions and moods. And I've been speaking to a lot of people, and they kind of get a little bit of a funk, and then they sit on the settee and they eat chocolate and they watch TV, and then they feel bad about the fact that they've done that and they're putting on a bit of weight. And what I'd like to impress on you is that no matter what's going on, we can continue to support ourselves and even use this time during lockdown and restrictions in movement in terms of where we can go outdoors to, you know, the flexibility and freedom of that, to allow ourselves to think, you know what, I've got a little bit of extra time that I can spend on myself. And so you can be doing things, mini workouts, both in the kitchen, up and down the stairs at home, in the back garden, going out to the local park, And whether that's walking just around the park, or you can start to incorporate the things like we have on our Hills and Drills classes. So you can go, classic example is Avonham Park. It's a very large park in the centre of Preston, and it's both, people kind of call it Avonham Park, but it's actually Avonham and Miller Park. So there's two separate parts. The Miller Park, obviously, with the fountain. Both of the parks really well manicured, really well looked after by the groundsman and the council, and we really appreciate them doing that because it just allows us to utilise that space and gain that extra level of support to our well-being by being in that beautiful green space. But in that park, or in those parks, there are many steps and there are many hills, and one of those hills in particular, it's got a nickname, Cardiac Hill. So if you imagine, if you're familiar with that park in Preston, that's going from the river, by the River Ribble, where the Pavilion Cafe is, and all the way up the hill with the Japanese garden on the left-hand side, and right up to the top of the hill, which leads you out to the top to the main road, which is not far from Winkley Square. So we utilise those areas of the park in our total body walks, in our Hills and Drills sessions, to switch things up, to make things a little bit more demanding. You know, the park itself has a lot of area that's both tarmac and grass that's flat, and so we're able, as an organisation, Walx Preston, to bring people into wellness walks, and them to, for anyone who participates in those wellness walks, not to have to feel that they have to be a certain level of fitness to get started. You can come back from the couch, you can be overweight, you can have diabetes, you can have had knee replacements, hip replacements, you just might be unfit from lockdown, and you don't need to feel oppressed or in terms of, I need to be at a certain level of fitness or mobility to be able to get myself into these walks that I'm seeing Walx Preston are offering. You know, I'm seeing lots of people who are younger than me, people who are clearly fitter than me or lighter in weight than me. You know, that doesn't matter. Everyone within our group is on their own journey, but they are within that collective. So no matter what your level of fitness is right now, whatever your weight is right now, whatever your mobility is right now, and you want to do something about that, then just get in touch. It's really important for you to say, I want this, yeah? And then you to make that step to connect with us. You know, send us a message, send us an email, go onto our website, go through the forms that are, you know, the registration process, join our free Facebook group, start watching what the things are going on, read on our website the types of walks we have, wellness walks, explorer walks, total body walks, and know that there is a pathway. Yeah, so you can go from having had your hips replaced and lack of movement to starting to get into short walks where we use the flat space of the park and where there are lots of benches. And so you, even within a group, can build up your strength and your fitness at your own pace to be able to move forward. As you start developing your strength and your fitness and your confidence, then you can start looking at the things like we have explorer walks, and they're typically about 5 or 6 kilometers in distance. And again, they might use any area of the parkland, which might be on the flat and might be on the hills, maybe using some of the steps. But as you build that fitness, then maybe I will throw in some extra challenges of going right to the top of that hill, where someone might only go halfway, and then they'll follow the path around to the right, and that they won't do the full distance of that hill up to the top. But what we've found over the years is that many people have to a certain degree resisted wanting to go up that hill, Cardiac Hill. But now, even particularly during this lockdown period, it's been amazing to see that people are doing their walks by themselves, or they've been buddying up in the group with members of the group who they've made friends with, and they've just messaged them and said, look, you know, I'm free today for a walk and I want to go up to get my heart rate up and just feel a bit better. You know, my mood's dropped a little bit and I want to go out, be in the outdoor space, get some fresh air, but I want to go up that hill. Yeah, and I'd rather do it with you, with someone else. It's always easier doing it with someone else. And that's a real key thing with our group, with Walx Preston, is that we have an established community. There are tens and tens of people, and many of the walks have lots of people attending, some low attendance, some really high attendance, a lot of different mixes. and lots of different locations. You get to experience different locations all around Preston, and lots of our group are learning about places very close to home that they just didn't know about. And then other places, the other side of town, across the river or diagonally at the other side of the wider Preston area, they're finding new places to explore and go walking by themselves as couples in their relationships with their kids, or meeting these buddies that they've made friends within the group, or then joining the organised walks where we'll go out and do the sessions like the Explorer walks or the hills and drills. So the hills and drills, we're going to really sort of support that individual who attends that class to really start moving their health and their fitness forward. And so I will deliver certain sessions where we might learn a little bit more about technique, and that might be technique about posture, about relaxation of the body. Particularly, we hold a lot of tension in the neck and the shoulder areas. And if you're used to that being tight, and particularly if people are nervous, anxious, stressed at this present time for various different reasons, then we can kind of hold that tension there. But if we hold any stiffness, tightness and tension here in the neck or in the shoulders or anywhere in the body, that's going to impact the flow and the ease of the movement of the body dynamically in the outdoor environment. And we're not just a walking group. We are professionally trained to guide you into utilizing your body, even your mind, as best as possible within the framework of these walks. And these walks are designed for you to have access to many different people. So there's always that chance to walk and talk with somebody else, meet somebody else when you're walking, talking with someone by your side. Then what tends to happen is that the things that are clogging up your mind, that the thoughts are a little bit negative, the low mood, that starts to just evaporate. Yeah, and you find that as you go for a walk and you're talking with someone about, you're listening to them and some of the challenges they're facing, you start to appreciate that it's not you that's experiencing those problems only, that everyone else is as well. And you can share that moment in time in the green space to listen to somebody, and then they will listen to you. And just listening is a really important skill, but it's something that you can learn whilst you're out walking, and you can dissipate that tension both in the mind, and that can kind of come down into your body and dissipate that tension in your body. And as you breathe, as you can breathe, and as you relax, that just allows you to move more effectively and efficiently. You can swing your arms, you can stride out, you can start elevating your pace, and that just makes that walk more efficient, more effective. And then we can start dialing it up from there. So how can we improve the way we build our fitness, build our strength, etc.? Then we can use that terrain that's in the park. We use the steps, we can use the hills, and we can take you up and down. And again, those hills and drills classes are specifically designed to be around about 45 to 60 minutes. And during that session, what we're doing is we will use several different pieces of furniture in the park and the natural terrain. So you turn up and you don't know specifically what that's going to be, but within that group, there'll be different ages and abilities, and the instructor, which is me, will guide you to do some walking, a little bit of walking and talking, just mobilizing yourself, getting yourself warmed up, getting yourself just relaxed, loosening a little bit of the tension off in your mind. And then we'll go straight into those hills, and we'll go up to the top, and maybe when we get to the top, we're like a little bit puffed out, and so we'll open our chest, we'll just breathe in. Open the chest allows us to breathe in deeply, down through the nose, into the belly, expand the chest. That breathing action is really good for calming your nervous system down. Again, any tightness, stiffness, rounded shoulders, holding the body tight, that's going to kind of restrict the way that the air flows in, and the allowance of that body to kind of calm itself down, loosen itself off, relax. So the session is not just about fitness hard, making you get down in the mud and doing burpees or press ups in the mud. It's nothing like that, really. You've got your boots on, you've got your clothes on. Whether you use poles or not, then that's your choice. And we will then add in these extra things: the hills, the steps, up and down the steps, several repetitions of that, or we'll go up a hill. We'll check how you are. If we need to, then we'll just kind of calm it down, go for a short walk, and we'll find another hill somewhere else in the park. We might even stop by some of the metal fencing that goes around the Japanese garden and do some effectively wall press ups or angled press ups. So we're starting to tone some of the muscles. If you're using poles and you've got the right technique with your upright posture, then what's going to happen then is you're standing nice and tall, you're relaxing the body in the shoulders, you're swinging your arms from the shoulder, you're planting the poles into the ground, you're pushing the ground away, you're kind of pushing through the core edge of the pole or the glove strap in the pole. That's allowing you to transfer weight and strength from the shoulder down into the hand and the glove strap, down into the ground. And that allows you then to effectively contract and relax the muscle in the tricep, the back of the arm. You're toning your arms, you're toning your bingo wings, but you're also contracting your toe muscles. So you're toning your toe muscles through that action. So that's the difference between walking with your own 2 feet and walking with your own 2 feet with a very good technique of doing that, and then walking with a really good technique, but also using the poles. They're kind of 3 levels of progression. Everyone has 2 feet. Humans, bipedal humans, we can walk from our house to our car, to our work, to the park. But just check in with yourself. Are you walking with your head down? Are you looking down? Do you see black tarmac, yeah? Or do you see green, trees, grass? Are the leaves, the colours changing in the autumn? Can you see the birds flying around? Yeah, all those things are kind of verbal, but also mental and physical prompts to allow you to sort of see whether you are head down, and the head is heavy. As it comes down, it pulls on the muscles at the back of the neck. So if we keep our chin up and we look forward, we get to see things. We absorb that information that's coming in. We get to an appreciation of the green outdoor space. And there's lots of research out there about how beneficial that is to you. So on all of our walks at Walx Preston, we are conditioning you over time to get more and more out of yourself, or to gain more and more benefits from the outdoor space, maybe the use of the poles, or particularly the upright posture and a good technique for walking, a fluid, relaxed, dynamic technique of walking, and obviously the social side. So the social side is really key for many people, and particularly this time of year, it's darker in the evenings, or the light time or period during the day is much shorter. So even if you are self-motivated and conditioned for going out, you might not feel comfortable, you might not feel safe in the dark, in the early morning or in the evening. You know, whatever the weather, it might be cold, it might be damp, it might be, you know, wet, raining, whatever it might be. If you know you can meet somebody, or somebody's there waiting for you when you turn up, that you can be with them, then you know you can walk and talk with them. You know that you're going to feel safer than doing it by yourself. So that's really key. And if you've got a group of people, so again, all the walks on our system are designed to be different times of the day, different days of the week. And fortunately, from the 2nd of December, we can go back to group walking, and we are a COVID secure business, so that we have an online booking system. We have questions that we ask you about the nature of your interaction with COVID. Have you had any experience with it or not? And obviously, if you have any symptoms, then you don't turn up. That's just obvious, kind of obvious, but that we encourage the dissemination of that information and the awareness amongst our groups. So people are socially distanced. We are walking in groups. We can walk in group sizes larger than 6, but we're doing it safely. But the important thing is that we're doing it. We're doing it in the outdoor space. We are being physically active. We're getting our heart rate up. We are developing our multiple aspects of our health and well-being. So that is aspects of fitness, aspects of elevating your heart rate, your breath, getting the breathing better, joint mobility, toning the muscles, balance, strength, fitness, endurance. All those different things are programmed into our walks. So it's not just turning up to a walking group and just set yourself off walking. We're very specifically, over time, guiding you to get more out of yourself and that green space and the equipment and the people within the group, so that benefits your physical health, your mental health, and your social interaction. Yeah, so many people have been stuck indoors and it's not really right. Yeah, that is stuck indoors is going to be something that's going to play on your mind, in addition to all of the worries and the fears and the uncertainties that are out there during this COVID lockdown situation. So I encourage you to get yourself outdoors. If you need to feel safe, join our groups. If you want to have motivation, join our groups. If you want to be with other people so you can be heard by somebody else, or you can lend your ear and speak and chat and listen to somebody else, join our groups. If you want to get off the couch and get your fitness back, lose some weight, really set yourself a plan and a target and improve your health and your well-being and your mood and everything, join our groups. If you want to develop your fitness, you want to walk a further distance, if you think that you can walk about a mile or two right now and you'd like to go a little bit further, because some of the walks that you know family members or friends or other people you've seen on social media are going to walks where to get to a particular point, which might be, as an example, Darwin Tower, you've got to be able to walk a couple of miles before you can get to the tower itself, and it's a permanent incline up to the top. And if you're only comfortable at the present time walking a mile on the flat, you're not going to make it, and you're missing that opportunity to get to the top and see the view around and feel that accomplishment from being on that walk and getting to that tower. And we're going to help you on our walks, in our groups, both from a professional perspective of where are you at now, what are the issues, are you fit, have you got limited mobility, is your strength down, is your confidence down, your self-esteem, whatever it might be, will support you, get you moving in this pathway. So we have this pathway: wellness walks, explorer walks, and total body walks. And as we move towards those total body walks, and we have people in, excuse me again, people in their 80s who were doing the wellness walks. And now they're doing explorer walks. And even, although they're not coming to the total body walks and hills and drills classes, they are still going up the cardiac hill within the explorer walks, or even on their own buddy walks, and they're getting to the top and they're feeling accomplished with the fact that they get to the top and they're not as puffed out, and they can walk the full distance of the hill now when previously they only got halfway. All these things are possibilities for you. So I think that's it, really. We have many different opportunities. We have a pathway to progression. You can utilize a good technique that we can teach you for better movement of the body. We can teach you how to use poles if you want to turn a walk into a workout, to activate all of the muscles, or pretty much most of the muscles in the body, get most of the joints moving, tone up your back wings, tone up your belly, reduce the muffin top, tone up your bum, your butt cheeks, your legs, get your heart rate up, get the breath flowing through the body, calm your nervous system down, and develop your strength and your fitness and your endurance so that you can go out and do a walk that might be the likes of a walk that I did this week with Tony that was, what did we do? 17 kilometers, 10.5 miles, half of the Guild Wheel. Yeah, and again, that might be for you right now, that already might be somewhere where you're at. You want to develop that even further, and you want to go out to the Lake District, you want to go out to Austria, you want to go out to the Alps and go, peaks and spend a week walking on long walks. All those different things are possible. We've got lots of people in the group who want to walk Canal Towpath, the Leeds Liverpool Canal from one end to the other in chunks. People who want to walk Hadrian's Wall, walk the Caledonian Canal. Those are long multi-day walks, but you've got to build up that balance, flexibility, strength, fitness, endurance, and you can do that with the group. People in the group are there to support you, help you, guide you, and professionally we can do that too. So thanks for listening, and I wish you a good day. I need to get a drink of water now. All right, take care. It's Matt from Walx Preston, and enjoy your weekend.